Hi, and welcome to Broadcast Media for the month of October 2014.
We're going to start with a report about Ebola.
Ebola is a rare and deadly disease caused by infection of a strain of Ebola virus. It is not spread through air, water, food, or mosquitoes. Some of the first symptoms are fever, muscle pain, headache, and sore throat. This is followed by diarrhea, rashes, external and internal bleeding, and vomiting. It originated in multiple countries in West Africa. The risk that it goes to the US is very low. We asked some students and teachers about what they know about Ebola. Here's what they said.
Ebola is like a bacteria that eats you from the inside to the outside.
West Africa.
By sweat or liquids from one body that are transmitted to another. Two people are diagnosed in USA.
Nigeria announced that they have eradicated Ebola. There's not a single case in Nigeria at this moment.
It kills people.
Thank you, Sophie and Anna Gabi. Our next story will be about the situation going on in ISIS, and covering that will be Sarah and Constanza.
My name is David Cawthorne Haynes. I would like to declare that I hold you, David Cameron, entirely responsible for my execution. You entered voluntarily into a coalition with the United States against the Islamic State, just as your predecessor, Tony Blair, did, following a trend amongst our British Prime Ministers who can't find the courage to say no to the Americans. Unfortunately, it is we, the British public, that in the end will pay the price for our Parliament's selfish decisions.
The Islamic State is really the descendant of Al-Qaeda in Iraq, which began under Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. He took advantage of the disorder and disaffection amongst the Sunnis in Iraq after the US invasion to establish this new group. The big thing that set Al-Qaeda in Iraq apart from a lot of the other groups was it became very well organized very quickly. And this did a variety of things for it. One, it made it efficient and very effective at mobilizing fighters and resources. Another thing, though, was it made it very difficult to destroy the organization by killing its leaders. The United States began targeting the leadership of variety of resistance movements, very successful targeting some of them. Some other leaders fled the country. And when that happened to a lot of these groups, they simply collapsed, whereas Al-Qaeda loses leadership and is able to continue fighting. And this gives them a big advantage because they're then able to absorb some of the former fighters from these other groups. 2006, we managed to kill Zarqawi. The organization continues to get stronger and stronger, particularly in Western Iraq. The big downfall of the organization comes because it gets so strong, it starts fighting with a variety of local Sunni groups over things like resources. The big change is when these Sunni resistance groups align with the United States and begin cooperating with the United States. You have the phenomenon known as the Anbar Awakening. So this combination of locals with the US is actually very effective in pushing Al-Qaeda in Iraq out to the margins, but it still hangs in there, particularly around the city of Mosul. So Al-Qaeda in Iraq officially changes its name to the Islamic State of Iraq after the death of Zarqawi. They're trying to rebrand themselves a little bit as something broader than just Al-Qaeda. And then, of course, Al-Qaeda in Iraq had some falling out with what people refer to as Al-Qaeda Central. So it rebrands itself as the Islamic State of Iraq and goes by that name. It's still the same leadership, it's still sort of the same organization and tactic. The big rebirth comes with the fighting in Syria and the withdrawal of the U.S. from Iraq.
Thank you, Sarah and Constanza.
Our next story will be the stock market update that is going on in Mr. Chani's class, and that will be given to us by Jackson and Willem.
Thank you, Willem and Jackson.
Hey Amanda, have you heard about what's going on in ELA right now?
No, let's find out with Natalia and Marianne.
So students made Scorpio Races games and they were awesome. Each group got to design their own game board and find evidence from the books that could relate to the story, and then they put it all together and everybody got to play each other's games. They went really, really well. It was a lot of fun.
So we waited, I put on a show. Now I'm naked, you say I'm a kid. My ego is big, I don't give a and it goes like this. Take me by the tongue and I'll know you. Kiss me till you're drunk and I'll show you all the moves like Jagger. I've got them moves.
Now UNT with Sophia and Daphne.
I'm Natalia Monestel and I'm part of the JMUN team. On Monday, October 27th, we'll be celebrating UN Day.
It rain, I will never win this game without you, without you, without you, without you, without you, without you. I am lost, I am vain, I will never be the same without you, without you, without you, without you, without you.
Daphne and Sophia. Now we're going to have Halloween Day by Sophia and Andrea. Oh my gosh, what is that? What is that?
A foot.
Boys and girls of
I'm gonna be thing 1.
And I'm gonna be thing 2.
something strange.
Come with us and you will
Ron
see.
Weasley.
This our town of Halloween. This is Halloween.
Princess!
This is Halloween.
I'm going to be Superwoman.
It's our town. Everybody's free. This town of Halloween.
I am the one hiding under your bed. Teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one hiding under your stairs. Fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 In this town we call home. Everyone hail to the pumpkin song. In this town, don't we love it now? Everybody's waiting for the next surprise.
Found that Conan hiding in the trash.
Thank you, Sophia and Andrea.
Now we're gonna have Digital Zombies by Colin.
this special report about technology usage. So nowadays, innovations are the main thing. But is technology actually helpful and not harmful? You will learn more about it in this report. These are the stats for the world internet users by world regions. So Asia is leading with 42.6%, followed by Europe with 24.1%. Here are the stats for what people use technology for. Games are dominant with 44%, followed by entertainment with 14%, then social networking with 7%. This is 20-year-old Chris Stanford, who was unfortunate enough to die from a blood clot after playing 12-hour sessions on his Xbox. He was truly unlucky, and it just shows how gaming can be deadly, especially excessive gaming. Please do not do what he did. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chandy, and I'd like to ask you a few questions. So, how many times would you use digital technology in one day?
In global issues, because the context of the global context is a modern course studying modern events, it's absolutely important that we use technology mostly every day. I mean, we're looking at events, how are we going to connect around the globe and around the world if we don't have either an internet connection or a way for us to project ideas and thoughts and feelings and sounds from other countries. So at least every day and then multiple times per day.
What do you use digital technology for?
The communication of ideas from around the world, of course. The projector screen is one way that we have image, sound, and video, moving picture from around the world. We have interviews. Another one, of course, is the handheld camera phones, because those permit us to share images with each other or share images, ideas, or share communications. So it's a platform for multiple communications at once, especially if we could connect to cell phones. Other than the screen and channels and cell phone channels, we have the social media dynamics, everything from the Facebook pages to Weebly, when you create Facebook pages or you create multiple social pages. And so all of those innovation tools, really, Twitter and Skype, are just fundamental. They're part of normal getting a job. They're part of normal business innovation. And since most jobs are going to be in IT or involve a tech aspect, it's important for me to bring them into the classroom in ways that you master. Is that helpful?
Yes, it indeed is very helpful. Thank you, Mr. Chandy, and see you next time.
See ya.
Thank you, Colin, for that story about the digital zombies. And now we're gonna have a story about the play that happens every year in Ms. Zunika's class called Concharias, and Sophia G will be giving us that. Thank you for that update, Sophia G. Now we're going to have the special on our show today, the love story of Mr. Morales and Miss Long.
My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing there's right. And
so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Yeah, I know. I wish you didn't have to post it out. I wish you'd save a little bit just for me.
Thank you.
Hope you had as much fun as we did.
Welcome